I'm here. Hi. I had to adjust some audio stuff. I switched over to a new platform, so let me know if it's not great. But let me just see if it's working. I think it's good. Yeah, it's working. Okay, so my EP lore just came out, which is pretty exciting, I think. Um, it's also my first time wearing glasses on a stream. I've always had glasses. I've just been trying to rest my eyes at least one day a week, according to my eye doctor. It's exciting stuff. Exciting stuff today. But let's just go through lore. You guys have been really nice about this EP, and I just want to start talk through everything. Let's start with lore. Track 1 of 4. This whole release, I was trying to go for a little bit of like a Legend of Zelda / true crime feeling. I think it works actually pretty well. You can probably hear those like Zelda influences, especially. I wanted to use some trumpet. B melody on the piano. Coming back strong with like a big heroic melody, which is a lot of fun. And then bringing that original melody into the bass and contrabassoon, which I think is fun to write for. And then just like this flowing, ethereal piano. Not really in a tempo, just kind of on its own. Which I think was really fun. Coming back, hitting with that almost heroic Nintendo melody. But then you have that, and then we're done. You have that marimba. I'm just gonna drag it back a little bit, right here. The B melody comes back. Dun, 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 dun. It's kind of fun to overlap both and just bring them all together, which is fun to do a lot of the time. So that's the first track, Lore. And then the next one's going to be Tend, second track. I really like this one. I wanted to kind of contrast and start moving things in a little bit of a darker direction, but still playful. So Tend is just this element of kind of the piece that I kind of get from a lot of those Nintendo games, but with my own spin on it. And then I love using that marimba with all of the attack taken off. Attack just being like, doesn't sound like it's really up and close to you and harsh, just very mellow marimba, which is just a little percussion instrument. And then this B melody I really like. I think I did an okay job on the melodies on this one. This is probably, I like all of them for different reasons. This is probably my favorite track of the four. Maybe. The one coming in a little bit is a contender. Should also talk about the album art. Lucent Matter designed it, which is kind of becoming a frequent collaborator of mine. So I really like their art style, and I think it fits my music well. And I think it's important to kind of go to an artist and try to get something personal for you guys, something that we can work through, me and the artist, and create something that I think matches this world. And I just love like the green wisp. It's a small thing, but I think it really makes it and really highlights what I'm trying to do with this EP. A lot of clarinets in this, which is like super Zelda-y, in my opinion. And I love bringing that melody back. And then we're in. I mean, I feel like that's just like a really tight. I feel like that's a tight track, a tight piece. I think it just really says what it needs to say, and then it goes away, which I think is quite nice. So I'm happy about that one. I think it's good. I think that's the one that was also pitched to a lot of playlists and whatnot. So any ads are much appreciated. I love Tend. It was just written in like a very kind of almost like melancholic kind of day, trying to find something to say. And it's at the piano, and I just wrote this little melody, and I'm like, that'd be so good on marimba. And I think it works well. We're gonna go ahead with a more kind of aggressive, upfront, colorful piece, Seduce, coming next. This is definitely very much in that video gamey world, but it has a classical element. And I had a lot of fun writing this one and trying to make something that didn't sound like just every other fast kind of staccato string piece. So here comes Seduce. It's a slide whistle. It's a slide whistle you're hearing. And then I thought it'd be fun to put the percussion, so it's like almost like the Spanish kind of percussive kind of elements, really far behind you, and like in this almost like a big room, and have the strings up close before the solo violin takes it. You can probably see everything I'm seeing in the reflection. I'm just like have the audio files up, and I have the stream. I've been very sparing with the low strings to this point. There's the bass drum, and you have that kind of driving like drumstick kind of rhythm that I played around with EQ, and I kind of made it my own. Then here comes the syncopated cello, dragging everything back. So it's just trying to slow down the whole piece. Yeah, big dun 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 in the low strings. Everything's back. Now the double bass and the cellos are just really hammering it in. Yeah, very kind of Spanish classical ending there as well. Seduce is a fun one. I think it was fun to kind of create a sense of a little story right there. A little bit more aggressive, but still with that like kind of Nintendo color to it that I love so much. That was a big interest, something that was really interesting to me. So I'm glad it could kind of come across a little bit. So that's cool. I really liked working on that one. And then I'm sorry, I'm just lowering some stuff real quick. The verdict. The verdict is something that I think surprised me in how much I ended up liking it. I know that might seem kind of ridiculous because I should be liking stuff that I'm writing from the start, and I did. I liked this one, but as I was working, I had a lot of ups and downs, and I just wasn't loving it. And then when I got to a point where I just kind of like it clicked and I knew what I wanted to do with the piece, this is the verdict. This is where I was talking about that like true crime element of this EP. This is the most obvious one. You can just see that like scene playing on your head. I really wanted to capture a really cinematic, almost like mini-series kind of feel. That's something you might watch. I think it works. Very intimate piano behind the orchestra. It's an electric guitar that just came in. And that's the melody, kind of the dun 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 dun. It's very repetitive, but it has an element of repetition that I think is super conducive to this kind of sound. Yeah, and then you get the nice cello and bass kind of just like really pulling that repetition off. Just dun 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 dun. Which I think is really cool. I think it works nicely. And then you can feel this wall of emotion come over you. There's the marimba. It's been with us since the start of the whole EP. It was in lore, and it was also mainly used in Tend, as I mentioned. And then I love bringing the trumpets back in. I think the trumpets add so much to this. And then the build is over. And we end on a little bit of a mystery. Just a little bit of a mystery. But I love just rewinding a little bit. This big final swell. And then everything's over, essentially, as we get across from that. So I think that just works really nicely. I think that is a fun one. I liked writing it, and I think all of these four are really different, but they all have that same kind of atmosphere to it. I think Seduce is the most different, but it still has that kind of playful energy that repetition that I love so much for something like this. I think 10 has just like that level of beauty that I was hoping to give it. And I think I did. That I was just really looking for. And then lore is just like fun. I was just wanting to write something adventurous. Verdict is obviously like you can see this courtroom scene playing in your head. At least I can. I hope you guys can. And it's just an EP that I'm really happy about. I think the album art's great. I'm gonna do so much with Lucent Matter in the future. Um, if her schedule's totally open to it, but we have some plans for some more album artworks and everything. So I just think it does such a good job, and I think it's unique. Like I haven't really seen anything like this in the modern classical space before. Like maybe you have. I have not, and that just it's exciting to me for that reason. So I'm really happy about that. Also, pitch this again. If you do buy a shirt from me, I have some right here. The new shirts that came out that Lucent Matter also designed. It's going to come in this nice recyclable plastic padded mailer. So it's going to be really nice. And I just kind of wanted to show it off again this week. But kind of like if you're in the mood for something more fall-y, there's the dark gray kind of charcoal shirt with my name on it. I don't know what size this is. Large, so it's a little bit big, but Trevor Kowalski on it. I really like it. And everything. Maybe I'll just keep lore playing in for a second. Can lower it. That's a really nice color, I think. And then I just wanted to show you guys. Everything else will follow, which is nice. And like also very fall-y. Also, I really wanted to thank people who have purchased these. I know I've been kind of talking in a vacuum. I don't really have anyone I'm not really bouncing this off of anyone. So sometimes I forget to really bring it up. But yeah, everyone who's bought a shirt, thank you so much. I'm really excited about that. You guys I'm just really appreciative. They took so long to make because I was just putting so much attention to the detail of how these shirts felt. I bought a more expensive shirt from a kind of similar boutique company. It's not as nice, honestly, as the shirts I just showed you, in my opinion. That's what I think. So they're on my site. They're on my Spotify as well, if you guys want to pick one up. They will not be coming back once they're gone. I can try something else in the future, but I'm kind of just going to go through these shirts. Thanks again to everyone who's bought them. Wanted to go over the shirts. The other thing I wanted to go over is just the level of, is this working? Yeah, it is. The next plans I have for some stuff, which is, in my opinion, really exciting. I am going to be releasing 3 tracks over the next month that are all part of the same kind of EP. So Gentle Steps is coming out this Friday, September 29th. Gentle Steps is going to be like a nice ambient. It's actually, I can talk more about it later. I probably don't want to talk too much about it now. I'll do another stream in the future. And then there's going to be a track to follow, and then another one. They're all kind of related. Definitely very much like study, focus, relaxing, but also just around the house or road tripping kind of music if you want some sort of calm. I've been really looking forward to those ones. So just let me know what you guys think about those when they come out. But yeah, that's happening Friday. Again, my merch, thank you so much for just everyone who's bought one so far. It like really means so much to me. The shipping happens super fast. I think I'm shipping to Canada and Mexico as well. In Australia, even though it's quite expensive. More shipping options might be added. But if you're not sure, just honestly comment or just, send me an email. I'm sure someone will see it soon. If I don't get to it, someone else may get it and get back to you, which is nice. And then, yeah, that classical album's still in the works. Thanks for listening to lore and everything. But I'll probably call it a day here. I have a ton of stuff to wrap up. And thanks a lot for everything.